Man, your show's gonna be awesome, bro. Your show's gonna be awesome.
Hey guys, how's it going? I know I'm a little bit early today. I wanted to make sure that everything was gonna go pretty smoothly, and so I'm pretty happy to be here. Pretty happy to for this time and for all of you guys joining me. I do want to give it a few minutes just to give time for everybody to catch up and for me to take a look. Oh yeah, it is working. All right. Pretty happy. I can't be any happier. So today, unfortunately, Will is not able to be with us and so join us. Uh, but we are going to make this work. So I'm doing this all from the laptop, and I will be, yep, monitoring that as well as trying to monitor their chat, okay? Because we have a couple of really amazing guests that are about to be coming on. Today we have Mark Christian coming on, and you're gonna recognize him from stuff like from several stuff here in Texas. He has some upcoming projects that he wants to let everybody know about, and so we want to make sure that he gets that information to you guys as well. We can go over a little bit of his past, how he got into acting, and create a little bit of a roadmap so that way people who are interested in acting, people who are oh, what's up, Logan? I appreciate you, man. Uh, you know, we're gonna he's gonna give a roadmap of how he got started in acting and where he's at now, how he got to where he is, because I know that it's a bit of a challenge, and everybody knows that whenever you get into acting, well, not everybody, but a majority of people know that whenever you get into acting, it does cost money. You know, you're gonna need money for for your headshots. You're gonna need money for acting classes. You know, you're gonna need money for you know, well, I already said headshots. You know, sometimes you got to cover your own travel whenever you go to different places. And so, you know, getting into it can be quite some bit of cost to go through, okay? But is it worth it? I think that it is. It's pretty awesome. I get to leave something behind for my kids, my grandkids, and so I know that a lot of people who are acting also feel the same way too, you know, because one day I'm gonna be like, "Hey, look, that's me, kiddos. That's what I used to look like. That's how I sounded too." And so, you know, I'm still in the beginning phases myself, and I don't think that, you know, I can share my experiences. However, I feel like it's a better service to have people who know what they're doing, who have been making it happen over and over again, as well as, you know, people who have been in the industry for a very long time, such as our second guest, Mr. Adam Rocha, who is the executive director of the San Antonio Film Festival. And so they're about to be going on their 30th year. He's going to give us a lot of knowledge, a lot of information. We're going to go over the film festival that's coming up, some of the requirements, some of the stuff that's going to be needed, okay? I am super excited about today's show. It is going to be amazing, okay? So, before I move any further, we want to go ahead and thank a lot of our sponsors. You know, the first sponsor that we have that I want to thank is Redbones Financial. Now, obviously, that's one of my companies. I am a little bit of I am yeah, cool. I'm one of the I am actually manager of my own company, Redbones Financial. What I do is I go over pension reviews, I go over income gaps, we do a financial needs analysis, figure out what your future is going to look like. If you have a pension, we do a pension review, do the financial needs analysis as well, and we go over strategies in order to fill the income gap. Because whenever it comes to your retirement, there are two things that you need to remember that you have to bid, you know, two key battles. The first one is inflation. The second one is taxes. You're going to need an interest rate that outdoes the inflation rate, which is average about 4 to 5% as far as inflation goes. In taxes, we have no clue what taxes are. We have no clue what taxes are going to be in the future. And so the what we try to do is we try to make sure that you get to the point of strategy where you don't have to pay taxes later, so you don't have to worry about that, as well as where you don't lose any money. And so those plans do exist, and they are under the IRS code for retirement. So let's get together, let's talk about it, and I'll be able to show you your options. All right. Second of all, we also have uh, Blackfoot Language Academy, and I wanted to try something new. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Uh, Give me 1 second. Oh, there you go. A little bit of wisdom from one of my director friends as well as the actor friend, Logan Hamby. He's local to DFW, and he has a lot of projects coming up, and he's one of our future guests. So thank you for the tidbits, Logan. I appreciate you. And now for this bit right here, because our Blackfoot Language Academy, we do have something coming up. Uh, I'm trying to get over here so that way I'm trying something new. I'm trying to put it on the screen for you guys so that way you could see the see the word instead of only hearing me say it because I think that is going to be a lot cooler, better. I don't know, whatever you want to say, but I think that it would be. Let's see, did it pop up? There it is. Today's Blackfoot 101 from Blackfoot Language Academy on Facebook is Nita Kit. So what this means is hurry up. So last year you learned, come here, which is books to put. So whenever you combine it together, uh, books to put, need to get. Hurry up, come over here, or if you want to use adult terms, get your ass over here. So I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but I did anyways. Need that get. All right. Thank you. That's courtesy of Blackfoot Language Academy on Facebook. We also want to go on to our other sponsor, which is Zerna Photography Productions. Sorry, Zerna Productions. This is a DFW located photographer. Very reasonable prices, and still early on in the career, I created an affiliate partnership with them, and to help promote services as well. Native American owned and operated, and like I said, located in Dallas, Texas. The second one that I want to uh, bring up now, I do have in the works a sponsorship about to be going on with Water Pure. Water Pure is DFW based water purification company, and I was introduced to them by my buddy Kong Tang, who I helped out with training and roofing. I met him in roofing several years ago, so pretty happy to have known him. I'm going to be helping them out. We're going to be doing water tests on everybody's houses. There's a whole bunch of chemicals in everybody's house. There's a lot of hard chlorine. There's calcium buildup. There's a lot of things that go on with it. And so, what the goal is to create a healthy environment for your families, and we operate in hydrogenated water as well. So, whenever the time comes, what I'll be doing a little demonstration on on here as well later on in future ones whenever I get the machine because we're going to have a machine that's going to read out all the metals, all the chemicals that are in your water at your house. So water pure, keep an eye out for that. And whenever that comes, I will be able to share that with you guys. All right. So let's see, who else do we have? Now, if you see in the corner, you see the bell ringer logo. That is going to change. And I'm not sure if there's a way of blowing it up or not, but this is what I'm going to do. Let's see if that works. So there is a powwow coming up, and it is the IIAC, the Indigenous Institute of American. Sorry, my light is moving. I was like, what is that? Anyways, the American Institute of Indigenous. It's not popping up. Okay. However, let's see. I should be live. Actually, I am live. I don't know why this isn't on here. Um, Give me a minute. I'm trying to figure this out, okay? Now, you may hear some background noise. That is just me playing around with it. And it looks like I'm in a different studio than the one I'm supposed to be on over here. Okay. It is strange to me how this software works. I have one now. Here's the thing is that we are looking for sponsors, not just affiliates sponsors, but we are looking for legit sponsors for the show. I do want to. I have some good leads from some very good friends of mine. One is to talk to the Texas Film Commission as well as the Dallas Film Commission, see if we can keep the talent rolling. I am working with a couple other people to try and uh, keep up the sorry, get a studio for the podcast and run it like a late night show. So these are all in the works. These are all things that are happening. I do have a couple other people that I'm talking to. One of them, he said that he would be more than willing to work as a PA, which I am also willing to have the help. Any help that I can get, I really appreciate. I'm not used to podcasts. This is still pretty new to me. I've been doing it for a few months, and I've actually found that I really enjoy this. I really enjoy coming to this program. I enjoy teaching the Blackfoot, learning Blackfeet 101 myself, as well as teaching it to everybody else. And, I'm actually trying to learn two different languages at this moment because I have a role coming up and I need to speak, Brazilian Portuguese. And so I am in the process of learning that as well as learning my mother tongue, which is Blackfeet language. So, you know, it's a lot of work, and so I really enjoy you guys sticking with me. And our next sponsor, actually, that we're coming to, is peaceoflifeshop.com. All right. So this is one of their products, and here is the information right here. Now this is hemp. Okay. Government Oasis. That is the strain of the day. So look right here. Now all of your bottles they come contain with a seal on them, so that you don't have to worry. Because here's the thing is that if you get it this way, it's illegal. If you go, even if it's from a smoke shop and you bought it and you have a receipt, it is still illegal. It's 100% illegal. All right. Now, if you do it this way, it's different. Do you see this QR code? This QR code actually makes a huge difference. What this QR code does is it tells the local law enforcement that this is hemp. It is not marijuana, it is hemp. And under Texas laws, this is completely legal. And so what the QR code does is it brings up a lab report. It shows a picture of the product, it shows a lab report, and it has all of the lab reports from here in Texas. So definitely something to keep an eye out for, okay? Whenever you do it this way, this is actually very legal to carry around. And if they were to try to field test this, of course it's going to test positive. But the problem is that in order to get this tested, because it does have this right here, the QR code, it means that they have to send it to a lab to make sure that it's tested and that it is what the bottle says or what the lab report says it is. And in order to do that, it costs them $250 to do that per 3.5 grams. So, pretty cool product. If you go to their website, it's Peace of Life, PeaceofLife shop, the word shop, shop.com. Use code Jesse15, Jesse15. All right. Now, continuing on, like I said, there is a powwow that is coming up, and I wish I could bring it up on screen. However, it doesn't seem to be. It says that I'm in the studio. However, it also says I'm not in the studio on my laptop, which is what I was really hoping to be there on. Uh, but we are still going to make it work because I was trying to get all my comments, everything on there, set from this point of view. And you know what? I'm not going to be able to play any ads or any of the. I'm not going to be able to play any of those. Huh. That's a little concerning. Let me see if there's another way because I still got plenty of time before I bring on my next guest. Our first guest is coming in at 7:20, which is going to be Mark Christian. Okay. And I'm trying to pay attention to the chat line so that way if they have any issues, they can communicate it with me. Uh, but anyways, I'm still trying to figure this out. Okay. I do appreciate everybody sticking with me. That is the wrong chat line. But anyways, I want to announce the powwow that is coming up. We have the IIAC powwow, and what that is going to do is they have championship dancers that are going to be there. They have drum groups that are going to be there, and the lacrosse team. I'm not the lacrosse team, stickball team, Choctaw stickball. I love playing this game. If you're familiar with lacrosse, it's like lacrosse, but it's the warrior version. We don't really play with pads. There wasn't any of that back in the day, so we're playing with that. I love it. It is a very fun game. We play every Sunday. Okay, here it is. So, Saturday, April 5th, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, April 6th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's the largest American Indian arts market, a cultural celebration in North Texas. Powwow, there's going to be gore dancers, championship dancers. The public is welcome. It is free to admit and it is free to attend and park, okay? They I'm not sure if they will this time. I don't see any announcements for it. However, they do have campgrounds, and I enjoy camping there every year. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there along with the stickball team. So excited about that. Come out, come say hi. Check out the dancers, check out the market. It is everything that is there is indigenous made. And so whenever you buy indigenous. You buy beadwork, buy from an indigenous person. If you buy, the earrings, beading necklaces, jewelry, you know, arrows, bows, you know, buy indigenous. Close the door all the way, please, and lock the bottom lock. Thank you. Sorry, my daughter just got one. And so the other powwow that we have going on coming up is UTA powwow. Now, if I remember correctly, uh, Association powwow. There we go. And that one is Saturday, March 1st from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. That is going to be in the Maverick building at UTA. And, that one's the 29th annual UTA Native American Students Association UTA powwow. So the address to the IAAC powwow is on Chisholm Trail Parkway, I believe it is, but it's Big Bear Museum. I apologize, I just got off of that page. It's so I do appreciate everybody. Now, coming up, I actually have, and I'm very excited to announce that my my first guest is Mark Christian. Okay, now Mark Christian, I is a gentleman that I have not been able to meet personally yet. I believe I did one time. It's been a little while. I've worked on a lot of sets, and it's been uh, quite some time. So I'm pretty interested to see him come up. Come on, man. Where is the layout button? If you want to maximize the screen guest, it is not letting me do that. Where is? Okay. Hold on. Let me see. Media assets. Cool. 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 Ah, there we go. Yes. Perfect. So before we get into our first guest, we are going to have a message from our other unofficial sponsor as well too. And so this is somebody that, Bell Ringer Productions is a big supporter of, as well as, it helps out Bell Ringer Productions. So support our production company, support our producers, support, he does the editing for the show, as well as for like the Spotify. So without further ado, we will be having Mark Christian whenever we come back.
This episode is brought to you by Honeybee Funds. Honeybee is a nonprofit organization set up to help house homeless people that fall through all the cracks of other help. Homelessness in America has skyrocketed since 2020, and it's senseless in the wealthiest country in America. Outside of natural disasters, Honeybee believes there is no reason for homelessness in America. Some people will fall through the cracks because they have no children, no elderly living in their household. Some homeless people are not recovering from drug addiction or recently released from jail, so they are not viewed as priority for housing. Honeybee Funds is set up to help homeless find a home, even if they have large dog that they count as part of their family. Email charliepooch131@gmail.com if you wish to contribute to Honeybee Funds. Now we will return back to our broadcast.
All right, welcome back. Now, I believe Mark is getting ready to log on. Now, he's been in the industry for a very long time, as far as I understand, well, a lot longer than I have. And so I'm pretty excited to help introduce you guys. He's got an independent film coming out, a couple of them actually, that he is um he's charging his iPad a bit. Okay. Uh that he is actually coming out in. One of them actually looks very interesting. I'm not sure if it's actually out yet, but I know that the trailer is on YouTube. And here's a little tip for you guys. So whenever you come onto the show in the future, please have MP4 files or the links they don't really play. Okay, so if you give me a link to a YouTube, it's not gonna show. However, if you come in and you have an MP4 or a file that you can send over, we use WeTransfer. We also use Dropbox, which is, mainly the two ways that you can communicate or that you can end up having your files on, because we have to have the files uploaded into it. It will not stream or present from another software. Not that we know just yet. Okay. And so we are waiting for Mark to come on. 720. Mark, you can leave in your tablet on there too. Your your iPad while on interview. And so I don't know if you guys watched the season 2 of Mo recently, but I was pretty happy. I ended up getting a bit of screen time. I did not expect that at all. I was out there, I was having fun. I had the broken ribs, and I got some pretty good screen time on there. It was pretty cool. Even whenever they're crossing over the river, I was seeing, and it was pretty cool. I'm starting to get noticing myself more and more, I guess, in some of these projects, uh, which is pretty awesome. Because I started off, and most of the times whenever I kind of saw part of my face in the first one, and kind of saw myself in the batteries as well. But there's a lot of them where I was more of a blur, and that's how majority of the background work is going to go. Is you're going to be blurry. They need the world. Background is important because we create the world. It would be kind of weird if only the main actors were in it and there were no background, no world around them. And so it is actually very awkward to do that. So I'm actually pretty happy that I was able to be seen, and I'm super excited. So I'm just waiting for him to charge up a little bit more and see him enter the studio. I am thrilled about that. So not only that, I think that one thing that I want to do a little bit later on is maybe for an extra episode. Probably, I don't know if I'll live stream it. I would probably like to, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get the file for the Legend of the Donkey Lady with Marcus Davila as Legend of the Donkey Lady. See if I can get the MP4 file. Maybe do one episode where we just stream the movie, and so that way we can see things. No, hold on one second. I'm trying to take it off of that. Comments. There we go. Nope, that's banners. Comments. Oh, Harold, what's happening, brother? Glad to see that you're watching, brother. I appreciate you. And so, I'm starting to see more and more of my friends that are on here that are watching. And I do want to bring, more guests. I do want to have live live one so that way it is cool. Looks like he's about to join us. Yeah, more guests. Oh, he's not here. Oh, there he is. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and add Mark to this. Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Hey, good.
How you doing today, man?
I'm doing real good.
Forgive me, I don't know how to switch the borders because usually I have Will here, who's my producer,
Mm-hmm.
and so we're circle heads right now.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, glad you can join us, man. I know that you're usually busy. Was today a really busy day?
Actually, today was a pretty busy day.
Yeah. I know
Yeah.
that you're usually on set almost every time I talk to you.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't on set today. I was actually doing a stunt class. I was teaching a stunt class
Nice.
today, and then I had an audition I had to get done by 5. So
Oh, I know how those
killing all
are.
kinds of birds.
That is great, man. I'm glad that you can join us. So, if you will, just give a quick introduction to who you are on, so that way our people watching can get to know you a little bit better.
Sure. Well, my name is Mark Christian. I've been a professional actor for 23 years. I've been a stuntman for 4 years. I trained with the Bergoa Action Academy, who also do films as well. I've done multiple films with them. I'm also a photographer. I'm a voiceover artist. I'm a special effects makeup artist, acting coach, personal trainer, all kinds of things. I'm also a production assistant and manager.
Man, you have done everything. And I know you said that you've been doing it for 20, was it 23 years?
23 years. Hmm.
Man, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm
I
also
would
an
love.
equity stage actor too.
Oh, can you tell us what equity stage actor is?
Oh, equity is Actors Equity Association is the acting association for live stage actors for like plays and musicals and Broadway and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's basically the actors union for stage acting.
That is awesome. Now, how did you get into acting?
Well, long story short, hopefully, I guess about 6 years old. Well, really, I was naturally born entertaining people. I always did that as a kid. I actually would put on plays with my school friends as a kid. It was always be the lead role. They didn't care what role they had. They just wanted to be in something. So I guess I pretty much started around, I guess, 6 or 8 years old. And I did go to when I first started doing any type of training. I did hits theater, and that's where I did Peter Pan as one of the pirates for that. Then I went to Chris Wilson Acting Studio for a short time, and then as I got older, I kind of stopped work worrying about it, and because I didn't think I would actually be a actor, much less a professional one. So I kind of put it on hold for a while until I was in my mid 20s, and then I picked it back up again and went full force into it and started training in New York at several conservatories.
Man, that is awesome. Uh, Now, whenever you started, networking was a lot different, right?
Yeah,
I assume.
yeah,
How
yeah.
were you able to do that before?
Uh, Before it was mostly just through friends and through well, because I started out my career in live stage acting, hence why I ended up becoming equity later on. But I grew up doing musicals and plays constantly all the time, so I was always on stage doing that. So I didn't transition to film until later in my career, and I've only done film for about, I guess, 11 years. So I did stage work for 10 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I
That's
guess it
pretty
should
cool.
be 12 years now if it's 23. So
That is awesome. So we have one of our viewers, Victoria, asked a question. So, what movies have you been in?
ooh, a lot. Over 50 movies. Not all of them are on my IMDb just yet. They are, hopefully I have several more coming on there probably in April, I think, maybe mid or late April, maybe even May. I'm not sure. But I've done several horror movies. I've done Christian movies. I've done other types of like military or sci-fi movies. One in particular that I did was a fan film called The Crow. And that really sparked my interest because I always loved the original Brandon Lee version. And so I really picked up on that, and I really wanted to do a fan film of that, honoring his legacy as the Crow, and to make it kind of similar to the original film with a little modern day twist to it. But it still precedes the original version.
Nice. Oh, look, I was able to change it.
Hey,
That's better. I like that a lot more. So, did you write it, or did you have a writer, or?
we didn't actually. That film in particular was improv. I I actually I did take a few lines from the actual movie that Brandon Lee did say, and incorporated it in that. Thank you. Saw that. Incorporated it into the film. But for the most part, all the dialogue was, because it was mostly an action stunt movie,
Mhm.
but all the dialogue was all improv. We just made it up right then and there on set. We just knew what our characters were and what we needed to portray, and then we just ran with it.
Oh
So
man,
that's
that is
actually
awesome.
interesting to do a full short film. It's about 25 minutes long, um, all improv. I'm
Nice.
used to having scripts and memorizing lines,
Yeah.
but
I bet that was a different. Have you trained in improv, or
I
is
have.
it something
I
that just
did.
come naturally, or?
I no. Well, I mean, well, both. I mean, I did train in it. I took Improv 1 and Improv 2 in New York at Lee Strasberg Theater Film Institute. That's where I trained in method acting, but they had improv classes as well. I did a lot of electives. I did acting Shepherd, acting Chekhov, all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
Um, so yeah, I did a lot. I did a lot of improv, and I did some improv here with the Second City touring group that came into the Beta Theater
nice.
here in Houston. So I worked with them a little bit on a couple workshop classes.
That's
Um,
pretty cool. And
yeah.
actually, I'd be interested in checking out your stunt class sometime. I know that I'm in Fort Worth. It's kind of a distance away, but eventually I would like to, and that's what I'm doing with like a lot of the companies that I work with, as I'm trying to get to the point to where I can come in and, afford
Hmm.
to do all these acting classes because I know that it's something that I need to work on,
Hmm.
and it's something that I need to keep doing because I know that, agents, and I know that it only makes me better as well,
Yeah, yeah,
in the
and
craft. So,
definitely agents will pick up on that, because as if you can wear as many hats as you can, do it. If you're good at it, if you're good
mm,
at it, that's one thing I emphasize. You have to actually know those things, like all the things I mentioned that I do.
mhm.
Some of them I naturally just learned, um, just from other people. And I also work with a UK director. Also, one of the other movies that I did was 10,000 Acres. Hopefully, we'll have that later. But I'm his production assistant and manager and lead
Nice.
actor. So every time I work with him, we work so close together. I mean, we actually go out almost every day, or if not every other day, working on stuff,
That is
just
awesome.
working on projects, upcoming projects, all kinds of things. In fact, we have a big movie festival premiere coming up on March 29th.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We do have one question, actually, one that I was going to ask too. Is this available to be watched, or is it something that's still going to be released? The
For
Crow.
which
Sorry, The
show?
Crow.
Oh, for The Crow. Actually, The Crow is going to be in the premiere.
And the premiere. Oh, okay.
Yes, and then I think he wants to do a few more festivals. I think he wants to do the horror film festival, and I think maybe a couple others. But besides that, it will be out on YouTube and it will be released for all to see.
Nice.
And I do have a trailer of it. I also have a trailer of 10,000 Acres as well.
Okay. Then that's something that we'll go ahead and edit in. Like I did a little commercial break with Honeybee
Sure.
Farms. Now, usually that's where I'd like to do the trailers. I thought that, everything was okay beforehand, but then my producer's like, "Hey, I'm not gonna be on the show tomorrow. By the way," he sent me links, not MP4 files, and I was like, "Oh, rats." I know it's a bit last minute to
It's
be
always bad
put on
timing.
TV. Yeah, so it was a little bit bad timing. So, eventually though, I do plan on having, like I announced earlier, I plan on having a full studio and doing, in-person interviews, kind of
Hmm.
like a late night show type thing in Texas.
Yeah.
And I'd love to have you come back in whenever that's going on. We're actually not too far from it, so
Oh,
from it
cool.
being a reality. So fingers crossed, still working on it. And right now I'm just trying to make sure that I can still cover the platform cost right now, so that's why I'm still looking for sponsors.
Sure.
But as time goes on, the show keeps getting better and better. At first, whenever we first started did our first show, everything was so structured and unorganized.
Hey, it comes with
And
the territory. It happens.
and no, it's not so organized, but it's not, and it still remains structured. It's just not, you know, it doesn't bother me whenever things don't go the right way that it's supposed to go.
Right.
Where before I was like, oh my gosh, I'm messing up. This is messing up. I don't know what's going on. And now it's like, oh, it's all right. Just roll with it.
Yeah.
But I would love for you to be a guest whenever we do have that going on.
Sure.
Whenever we get those interviews happening, and then hopefully we can stream some of those trailers onto the show.
Yeah,
I
for
think that would be
sure.
pretty fun.
For sure.
And so now you were speaking about 10,000 Acres.
Yes.
Was that filmed in Houston
It
or?
was. It was well, it was filmed in various parts, and that was actually with my UK director.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's basically moving to Houston. But anyway, the 10,000 Acres is actually a Western movie.
Okay.
It's a Western love story, actually, between these two guys. This black slave that kind of left his master in the compound where the house he was. But the
Hmm.
only reason why he left, he actually ran because he accidentally shot the son of his master by accident. He was his best friend, and he was trying to teach him how to shoot, and he accidentally, missed or whatever and shot him and killed him. And so
Oh
he
wow.
freaked out and just says, "You know what? I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm running." So he runs into a group of Indians, and they show him how to fight, how to use a bow and arrow, how to use a spear, guns, all that stuff. And so he became um, more like a survivalist, and then
Nice.
comes across this young woman who has just lost her husband, and now there's a romantic story happening as they kind of start to get to know each other. But
Nice.
yeah, it was filmed in various parts in Houston. There were sections in Sealy that we went to a ranch where we did a couple scenes, and most of the other scenes were at um, some of them were in Hempstead, Texas, technically Waller, Texas. I don't know. It says Hempstead on the GPS, but it's actually in Waller, Texas. I don't know why it says that. Um, on this lady's ranch too, where I got to ride one of her horses that was a kill pen horse that she bought from the kill pen before I got killed, named
Oh
Cash, and
wow.
I did a promo commercial, just promo photos for a commercial that she was doing, And so I got attached to the horse, and it's like, I can't wait to ride him again.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Uh, now, whenever it comes to acting, I've noticed that some people say that they have better luck finding stuff on their own
Mhm.
rather than, uh, going to agent. When do you know that it's the right time to start looking towards an agent? Do you have an agent?
I
Um,
do. I have 3 agents.
oh wow,
I have one here in Houston, one in San Antonio, and one in Chicago.
nice.
Yeah.
When did you know that, or when did you feel like you were ready for an agent? Because I know that it's not the right time for a lot of people. A lot
Mhm.
of people don't want to get into it too early on.
Mhm.
But then again, you also don't want to wait too long too, beyond, what
Right.
jobs are available.
Basically, when you know you're ready, you'll know. You'll know. And other people will tell you you're ready. You need to go seek an agent, or maybe you're happen to be in a situation where you're doing like a showcase, and it's like an industry showcase where like directors, producers, agents all come, and they see what you can do and be like, hey, you know what, I might want to represent him. But the trick is finding the right agent that's right for you. Not all of them are right for what you want to do, and not all of them are right for what they want from you. So it
Mhm.
goes both ways. So they have to really need you, depending on your look and who they already have in their list. If you're usable, if you're marketable, bankable, all those types of things, they all factor in, and vice versa with you as the actor. You've got to research these agencies, make sure that they're franchised through SAG-AFTRA, make sure that they're working with big dogs, or they can get you auditions with the big dogs. Um, I mean, even some of the independent stuff are pretty big, and they are getting bigger. So I'm not knocking that at all. I do tons of independent films. Actually, most of my work is independent films, except for certain shows that I've done background work on, like The
Mhm.
Chosen, The Greatest Showman, another New York movie I did up while I was up there. Um, but yeah, really, you will know when you're ready for that agent, and I think they'll know when they see you is like, okay, he 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 knows how to memorize a monologue, or he can deliver it effectively. Maybe even if he doesn't have it memorized, he can do a good scene. He has good emotion. He doesn't overdo it. He doesn't oversell it. Less is like everybody always says, less is more for the camera. The less
Mhm.
you do, the more the camera reads, especially with face emotion. Unless you're doing a big comedy thing and you're doing all kinds of crazy stuff, then
Yeah.
then that's a different type of like a melodrama or a slapstick, like Jim Carrey type stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but everything else is usually subtle and very direct, either into the camera if they choose to, or like over the top of the camera at your scene partner.
Nice. Man, that's pretty awesome. That's some great advice. What are some of the red flags you would say to, like, say, new actors as far as
Mm.
agencies going on?
Well, agencies and really as a whole, um, new actors, when they're seeking agents, like I said, you've got to research them, got to know who they work with. You got to know if they're a boutique agency or in a full service agency. A boutique agency is more for like small things that like events or performers or whatever, maybe some modeling, I don't know. But full service does everything. They have film and TV department, they've got modeling department, they've got voiceover department. I mean, they've got everything, commercial department. And so you can talk to those different agents within that one agency to say, hey, what do I fit into? What's my look? What's my branding? What type of shows do you want to have? Do you want to do all horror stuff, or do you want to do all Christian stuff, or all whatever it is? or do you want to mix and match, depending on how versatile you are as an actor? And that's basically one thing that they really do look for, is the versatility of your acting. What kind of emotions can you really deliver? Not saying you necessarily have to cry on demand, because I know that's a big one for a lot of people, is trying to cry on demand. There are multiple techniques you can use, especially within method acting. You can use ways to do effective memory or emotional memory. It's same thing, where you actually conjure up that actual experience, but those experiences need to be at least 7 years old or longer, because mainly because if it's shorter time, like it happened yesterday or it happened a year ago, your body and your emotions are still trying to process everything that just happened, process the death or whatever the situation was. um, so you can't effectively get back in there, um, without having so much rage and anger, because that's usually the go-to emotion, is going into rage and fits of anger, and then it just makes you look like a angry person in in real life, and that's not what you want to convey. You want to convey subtle emotions, but with power, that can impact the audience and the agents as well when you're performing, like doing self-tape auditions. Self-tape auditions are so hard because it's just you and the reader or whatever they've given you, and so you've got that time limit to really just memorize your stuff and just know it as well as you can. And agents do want to see that. They want to see, how far you can go, how far out of the box, how far out of your comfort zone, how vulnerable can you get to really let yourself break all the walls down and just be so open that everything starts triggering you. I mean, I cry at stupid things now. I cry at dumb movies. I cry at in TV shows that I should be crying at, and I'm like, oh, I love the way you did that. Oh my god! I mean, it's crazy. It's like I'm an emotional wreck all the time, and so it works for me because I also studied Meisner, and so I contrast. I can't say I compare, but I do contrast both styles, or both techniques, I should say. I use the emotion and the real nitty gritty, like the character work, script analysis, um, improv, all those things within method acting, emotional memory, all that stuff with there. But keeping that and still making it real, believable, and organic and natural behavior. And that's what Meisner is taking everyday, regular, natural behaviors and just reacting to it. But you only react to it when you have that impulse to react to it. Don't react to it. And that's why they do the repetition exercise. And we can get into that later on.
That'd be great, man. Yeah, 'cause I do. Like I said, I do want to take acting classes. That so far the only training that I've had is I did a short film a long time ago in 2005.
Uh-huh.
High school project. It was kind of
That's fine.
cheesy, but it was fun. And I wasn't originally supposed to be the lead. I was supposed to be the camera guy.
Oh,
And
wow.
so the lead came in and he was like, "Well, wait, I have to be on camera." And we were like, "Yeah, what'd you think the lead actor was?" "I thought I was gonna be holding the camera." I was like, "Do you have any training holding the camera?" "No." I was like, "Then why'd you think you were gonna be the cameraman?" And so we rewrote the character, and I took over the lead, and the cameraman became a character himself.
Oh,
And
wow.
so we actually decided to do it in the style of Blair Witch Project, and
Oh,
it was fun. It was
wow.
really fun. And
Wow.
so it's
I'm
actually
sure
on
that was
YouTube.
very interesting.
Oh yeah, it was interesting. It was cheesy, but it was really fun to do, and it was a blast. And
I tell you, I had a lot of fun working on Walker, the new one, not the Chuck
oh
Norris
yeah,
one, but the new one with Jared Padalecki. That was a lot of fun. I only did one episode, but I was on set for 3 days, so it was a blast.
I did one episode too, and
Yeah. I did get
I
to
was on
I
set for
did
two
get to
days.
see Trey, the guy who plays the character Trey on there.
Yeah,
He was there on set, so we got to interact with him a little bit. So that was
nice.
fun.
That is cool. I did get to meet the stunt guys on that show actually.
Oh, great.
They were doing a stunt scene on the day that I was there. It was actually episode 4, and
Okay,
so
I was on
I was
episode 13.
oh
What
yeah,
season?
the season 4, the last season,
Season 4. Okay. Okay.
and
Yeah,
so
I was on season 3, I think.
oh
Yeah.
nice. It was definitely fun, and I got to meet those guys. I got to learn a little bit more. There is things that I do want to learn more, such as acting techniques. That is
Mhm.
something that I don't know. And I can say that I don't know. My experiences, those I did plays. I wrote plays for this ministry that we used to go to.
Mhm.
I acted in them as well, but most of my training comes from being in sales.
Oh, okay.
Sales is a
Okay.
lot of acting. You don't realize how much acting it is until you get into acting. You're like, wow, I've been in acting this whole time, and most of the stuff that I do is emotional, you
Mhm.
know, because you don't have a physical product, so you gotta emotionally draw them, attach them to what you're bringing to them,
Yeah,
which is
because
basically you're just selling
you're
yourself.
selling something.
Exactly. You're selling yourself whenever you come to them, so it's best to be genuine and show empathy, relay that to the client
Mhm.
without
Being
being verbal
relatable.
about it. Exactly. And so like most of it is nonverbal. So my actions, the way I move my face, my eyebrows, my mouth,
Mhm.
everything goes into it. And so whenever I got into acting, I just kind of followed the same pattern and I was like, wow, I've been acting this whole time.
Right? That's what people don't understand is like with the Meisner technique, you're basically doing Meisner naturally every
Mhm,
day without you actually realizing it. I mean, you get into an argument with someone, you've already established the relationship, so you know what the relationship is. Then you get into that argument, and then you have words, and there's like, almost like a repetition, but going back and forth. But you're being real, and you're actually catching all the real natural behaviors and just reacting to it. That's what we do every day normally. So really, acting is what we've been doing our entire life.
for sure. And I just never
That's why
realized
there's a
that.
lot of
So
over actors that actually say, stop thinking about the scene or your lines. Don't worry about the lines. The lines will be there. Just make sure that you are doing justice to the character, then the scene will unfold on its own.
oh, for sure. And now earlier you had spoke about I'm sorry.
That's
You
it.
spoke about something. I can't fully I keep trying to recall it, but I'm also trying to do multiple things since I'm also, trying to maintain the show as well. And so, but it'll come back to me a little bit later on.
Sure.
But let's go on to the so you said that there was two techniques. Meisner was the reaction with basically what we do every day.
Mhm.
What is the other technique called?
Method acting. Yeah, I learned that through, like I said, I went to Lee Strasberg Theater and Film Institute in New
Hmm.
York. So it's basically it's method acting based on Lee Strasberg's interpretation of what method acting is. He's the one who basically founded it with Stanislavski. If you never knew the background, if you know of the group theater, the group
Hmm.
theater was founded by all those artists: Stella Adler, Lee Strasberg, Harry Klerman. Was it Harry Klerman or Hangman or whatever, and Stanislavski and Meisner. And
Hmm.
so when they founded the group theater, they all had one goal in common, but they didn't really know how to get to it without breaking off into certain things. So that's what they did. they broke off and just kind of took the original technique concept and expounded on it and found different ways to connect emotionally to the character. And some techniques work for others, and some techniques don't. Um, some people don't like method acting, mainly in Hollywood, because you see a lot of those Hollywood actors like physically transforming their bodies, like with their hair, with losing weight or gaining weight or whatever it is. They literally become that person. The only thing that's wrong with some of that is that, like Jared Leto, as an example, goes too far with it, and they over abuse that technique or that method, thinking that they've got to go so deep into it that they can't even recognize themselves as a person, as a human being. And that's what's dangerous, and that's where the rage comes in, and you don't want to do that. So there is a way to do those types of things within Strasberg's method acting, like the emotional memory, but within a controlled space, so that someone is always talking you through the exercise. And so you have your eyes closed, but you're hearing what the instructor is saying, and you're just basically following what he or she is telling you what to do. And and of course we've had various on-camera classes as well. Like I said, I went to two different Meisner schools, but for the method, I did 2 different on-camera classes, and one of them was actually the nuts and bolts of like the beginning of how to react on camera, specifically eye blinking. You notice on movies, these people almost like stare at you, and they don't blink at all for like 20 minutes. They're just staring at you, and but they're engaged in the conversation or in the scene, because really the eyes can do a lot, but if you look in the person's eyes, you can see, even if they're blinking or not, you can see who they really are. You can tell if they've had hurt in the background. You can tell if they've gone through certain things. You might not know fully what it is, but you're like, dude, there's something up that, hey, I need to talk to this guy about something. So that all translates on film. So yes, definitely with method, there's different things that go into it. I think one other thing that Meisner doesn't do is character work. They work on scenes and relationship with your scene partners, but within method, you have subtle things as well. But going back to the nuts and bolts, I'm backtracking, regressing, or digressing a little bit. Back to the nuts and bolts with the blinking. They taught us how to do that. Like, do it for 1 minute, see how you can stand that. And so if you're good with that, try it for 5 minutes. If you're good with that, try it for 10. If you're good with that, then keep going over it and over it until you could do it for a freaking hour. No problem.
Yeah.
Because you're selling the emotion and the intent of the character, because you're actually that person at that point. And so then that's where the character work comes in. Character work is literally doing your character research. It is mimicking what that character's voice sounds like. Like, look up on YouTube voice inflection videos of that character. Like, say it was a real life person and you're doing a true story about that person, but you've got to make him, but you've got to become that person, like he's still alive, or she. And so you want to do that character work to dive into all those aspects: how they walk, how their mannerisms are. Do they have a tick? Do they have, some type of mental thing where they kind of black out or kind of shift focus somewhere else? You got to learn to explore all those aspects of the character, how they walk, are they crippled? Okay, prime example. If you have a character that has like a crippled leg or a bum leg or something wrong with their shoulder or whatever, you want to explore those possibilities and see if you can master. Even if you find like a movie on that person, by all means, go ahead and look at it. Don't imitate everything that person does. You want to bring yourself into that character, because your interpretation of the character will be different from the actual person. But our job is to sell the character like a salesman, to basically make it believable on film. And so those are the things you want to explore with the character work. And that's why there's a lot of different exercises within the method acting classes itself, because like we spend 2 hours, it's a 4-hour class, but the first 2 hours is all chair relaxation, getting the tension out of your body so that you can be open, free, and vulnerable, and be able to take and break those walls down, be able to take in the full emotion and the full impact of whatever you're about to do. Then you do sense memory work for an hour. And sense memory work exercises also helps you create that character, like by doing inner monologue, to animal work, to song and dance. There's about 25 different exercises. I'm not going to go through each one of them, but there are certain basic ones like shower, sunshine, cold, is it winter? And you've got to physically feel those things. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're doing a sense memory of that thing, but you will actually feel like, if you take a hot shower, you actually sensorily taking off your clothes. Don't actually do it, but sensorily taking off your clothes, getting in the shower, turning it on. But you do this all slow. You don't do it quick. You want to do it slow because you want to. The reason why you do it slow is you want to actually feel everything that's going on. So you feel that hot water hit you, and you might like, ooh, John, ooh, that was a little too hot. And then it starts, your body starts getting used to it, and you're like, oh, okay. And then now you can lather up and cool, whatever, that you proceed with the exercise. So those are things within method acting that is different from Meisner. Meisner is more just in your face, just reacting off of just normal everyday behavior. And so if you can put the emotion from method acting or the animal work or whatever it is into the Meisner part of it and marry them together, then you're a powerhouse.
That is awesome. Now you said that you take some on video. How much typically would you say that these ones cost for these classes?
Well, for big conservatories like that, it's a pretty penny. I would say most foreigners or international students that do go there, if they do the 2-year program, it's roughly $35,000.
Oh wow!
Yeah, for the 2-year program. Now there are some people that will do it semester by semester and just do like a year or a year or 2 years that way, just going like, I'll do 6 months here, take take my Christmas break, come back, do another 6 months or whatever, or 7 months or whatever it is, however they break it down, or you just enroll in the full-fledged either 1-year program or 2-year program or whatever, and then they'll give you your schedules, because you usually have you have to have two. You can do more but that's a lot. Some people have done 4 method classes within a week. You don't need to. You don't have to. Normally,
Yeah.
you do two 4-hour method classes a week. So, like, say Tuesdays and Thursdays are your method class days, and then all your other days are 14 different electives, like acting Chekhov, acting Shepherd, Shakespeare, building a character, musical theater, dance, stunt work. I trained in stage combat there as well, with a Broadway stunt stage combat guy who worked on Newsies actually. He did all the fight choreography for them.
Nice. That's
Uh,
something that I would actually like to get into as well, because I have fighting experience and
yeah.
training,
Hmm.
but I don't have stage fighting experience and
Right.
training.
And that is actually, there's a difference between stage combat and film fighting,
Hmm.
because film stunts is a totally different beast compared to just stage combat. Stage combat, you have all kinds of tricks that you can do to make the sounds like a slap or whatever. You can use your hand, like go like that, or you can actually slap the person if you do it right. You palm your hand and you hit like the soft part, and so you can do that, and it doesn't hurt them all that much. I mean, it's like a little sting, but it's not. It's
It's kind
nothing
of like
like they're going to go
WWE,
cry over.
you know?
You can have ways where you can do it on your leg or on your arm, if you don't, or you can even have them put their hand out like this, and you just slap their hand, and they do the reaction at the same time. If they're good
Yeah.
enough to do
Yeah.
it. They've got to do the reaction right first.
Okay. So
Uh,
it's kind of like wrestling. Like they do a
yeah.
little bit of stage combat on there. You know, they're a little bit more physical with it, but I've noticed that as well, and it's entertainment. You know, that's why we need to go through, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's fake." Well, of course
Yeah.
it's fake. It's for TV. It's made for entertainment. You know, world wrestling. You know, entertainment.
Right. Except
And
for the
so,
back breakers. I mean, like the body slams, those are real.
yeah,
Those
those
are,
are real.
even though the mat, wobbles and shakes or whatever,
I'm
it
sure it hurts.
still actually does hurt your back. So they're not fake. And so that's the only thing they cannot fake.
Oh yeah, like Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy was one of my favorites, and I knew that his body was taking a toll. No matter, I mean, just
uh,
that distance alone. Even though those boxes were there, I'm sure that hurt because it's still
I'm not
landing on
familiar with Jeff
somebody.
Hardy. Is he new?
No, he's actually an older wrestler. He was part of the Hardy Boys.
Hardy boy.
Him and Matt
Oh,
Hardy.
was he with the WWF?
Yeah, he was with
Federation?
WWF.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, because that's what I was used to. I don't like WWE all that much, but yeah, WWF.
Yeah.
That's what I grew up with. I grew up with Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Ravishing
Oh
Rick
no, I think it was
Rude.
WWE. He was during the time of the Degeneration X era.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
old. I
It's
keep
hard.
forgetting.
Whenever he said Hulk Hogan, I was like, wait, he's going beyond that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm old school. Totally
Actually,
old school.
we actually had a guy on here that was a big time supporter. You know Chris Ziegler?
Yes.
He was on
Yes.
here. He did the Randy Savage
Oh, okay.
for Bosch. Yeah, he
Yeah,
was on here
the
before
Slim
too.
Jim
It was
commercial.
cool. And I told him like the first time I was like, bro, you remind me of like those old school wrestlers. And so, but anyways, now
Amazing.
I don't remember where I was going with the other question that I was saying that I was trying to remember. It
Sure.
never came back to me, but I would like to keep moving forward. You
Sure.
said
Go
that
ahead.
we have like about 10 more minutes left. I would like for you to talk about your photography.
Okay. Man, I'm still getting over a little bit of congestion. It just doesn't want to go away.
I understand.
My photography. Well, okay, that's interesting. I picked up photography when I was younger, when I was probably in my early 20s, I guess. Um, but I never really got into it. I had an eye for it. I had the fascination for it, and I was always taking like trip pictures and vacations and stuff like that. But I never really try to actually master it or try and work at it as much as I do now. Now that I'm older and now that I've been looking at photography more, then I started doing BTS photography, and everybody started liking it. And I was like, okay, well then I think this is another niche that I can get into as a business. And that's what I'm doing right now. That's I'm still trying to start that business. If you'll see on all my Facebook stuff, I've got things up and running, but you know, not a lot of clients yet. So I'm still working on that aspect. But I guess what I need to say is for the photography, I just kind of learned it myself, just because I had a natural eye for certain subjects. So I just would play with things and play with my pictures and stuff like that, and I just started getting good just normally. I didn't have a teacher at all.
In my
I
opinion, I like
finally
the
got a new
trial and
camera,
error.
so
I was saying, in my opinion, I do like the trial and error version, just because you get real life experience, and you're like, you know what, that didn't look great. Let me do it this way this time,
yeah,
and
yeah.
let me
When
play with this
you
to
can
make it
mix
look
and
better.
match and play with certain things. And now of course I still do BTS photography, but now I do movie festivals, I do fashion shows, modeling, um, of course, always landscapes, seascapes, wildlife, nature, all that kind of stuff. Street photography, reflection photography, and just really unique subjects.
Nice.
All kinds of I can do all kinds of things. Hopefully I'll be able to start doing wedding photography. That would be a lot of fun.
Oh, nice. I used to
But
do wedding
then
photography a long time ago.
yeah, yeah. But one thing that really has started working well is my editing skills with the photography. It's like not only would I take the good picture, but then I get to the editing part, and depending on how the picture is in RAW or normally, um, will determine on what kind of edit I want to do, if any. And certain things I just like the picture, like the picture itself, and I don't care what else is around it or what the color looks like. I will go ahead and do a unique and special edits. So I use different editing apps on my phone to do that. And I do all kinds of different things, and I can also do AI generated backgrounds. If there's a specific picture, like you had a really super great picture here like at home in your chair or in your room or whatever, and it's like the perfect headshot, but you hate but you don't like the background, and you didn't have a backdrop like one of these. Then there is a app called Photo Room that does AI generated background, so you can put your picture on there, and it kind of scans it, and it just takes the background off of it, and it keeps the picture, and then it generates backgrounds whatever you want to put on there. You could put, I mean, something sci-fi or in the jungle, or depending on what the picture looks like, you might just want to play around with it and do all kinds of weird stuff. but but
Man, that's
that's
pretty
generally
cool.
what I do now.
And so you're based in Houston now. Do you travel around to do photography, or is it
I
mainly?
I actually have been doing a lot more of that. Um,
Okay.
even when I'm out filming, I will try and make a point to do photography even while I'm on set. Like I might see something that's like, ooh, I like the look of that. I need to capture that, and it would be the perfect moment. And then I'd be like, okay, you need it on set. Gotcha. Put my camera down. Let's rock and roll.
Nice. That is
Yeah.
awesome. Uh, Whenever, let me see, because I know that you've been in the industry for a long time. Do you do headshots too? Or are you willing to book people for headshots?
Yes. I do headshots as well. I do headshots
That
and portraits as well.
Okay, that's awesome. Because I know that one of the being an actor and being new to it, one of the main costs is, it's a
Yeah.
reoccurring
That's
cost
yeah.
because you got to always update your headshots.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
so even myself, like I look at myself and I'm like, the
It's like
photos that I
that's not
took
what I
three
looked
months
like 2 years
ago,
ago. Right?
But even 3 months ago, I've been losing a lot of weight trying to get back to my old fight weight.
Oh, are you? Wow.
It's
Hey,
so my
congratulations. That's great.
thanks. I've lost about 100 pounds. I started at 375,
Okay.
and now I'm down to 260, 255. I kind of
That's great.
plateaued for a little bit, but I'm still trying to use that other aspects to try to get the rest of the way where I'm trying to go.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
but but plateauing at over 100 pounds, not a bad place to plateau.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So,
No, keep
but
it up, bro, for sure. That's no,
I
that's great progress. I'm proud of you, for sure.
appreciate it.
Of course.
Before I started acting, I didn't really care about my health. And so my A1C was out of control. My weight was out of control. I didn't really care. Everything was routine, even though I was moving around a lot and going out to, because I did a lot of roofing. And so I
Okay.
was all over the place. It was just, it was all too normal, too regular.
Okay.
And even though I wasn't in an office, because I don't like working in an office setting, I like to be out and about. Uh, but
It's more
it became
fun.
a regularity, yeah. And now whenever I started acting, I was like, you know what? I need to take care of myself. I want to look pretty good. I
Yeah.
want to feel good. I want to be able to, not be tired on these days on set.
Yeah.
And so that's actually where it all started. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy about that.
It's actually interesting how much age and body type does play a factor. I mean, it can and it also can't.
Yeah.
Whether it's film or stage. A lot of people say, why is that 500-pound fat woman trying to dance on stage? She looks horrible. And it was like, that's what they wanted for the production. And that was the
Yeah.
character they needed. It didn't matter
Right.
about her weight because they wanted that for that
Hmm.
particular thing. Or there's other people that are like, oh, I'm too skinny. I'll never be able to do this. I just look like a lanky beanpole. I'm like, well, maybe that's your marketing
Hmm.
range. Maybe they want a lanky beanpole for certain projects, and that's what's going to be marketable for you. Um, like for me, I do a lot of villains. I'm always the villain. I'm never. I don't think there's been one production. No, I guess there no one, maybe two productions. I was actually a nice character. No, yeah, two productions: Statues of Liberty and The Encounter, which was a Christian production.
Nice. Well, Mark, I really appreciate you coming on. Like I said, whenever we get the live show going, I do want to bring you back out, and
Sure.
hopefully we can do your trailers at that point too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe you'll even have more for us. So,
Yes. Oh, and I will leave you with this. I'm actually filming this weekend on a new movie called Predators.
nice.
It's a movie about human trafficking. Unfortunately, I'm one of the people that's the head of the trafficking ring. I hate that, but you got to do what you got to do. So yeah, so that's coming up, and then I have several other projects in the works. I have another vampire project in the works, and a
Nice.
bank heist movie in the works.
Nice.
So yeah, I've got a lot of things going throughout the year.
Oh, well, congratulations,
Yeah.
man. I look forward to seeing a lot of your success. So
Uh,
everybody who's watching, please, follow Mark. He's got his actor page, so Mark Christian Actor, as well as Mark Christian Photography.
yes.
Give him a like, give him a follow, keep up with what he's doing, what he's got coming up, all right?
Yep. In fact,
And
I'm also going to be playing Freddy Krueger in a new Freddy Krueger fan film
oh, nice.
as well. So definitely look out for that because the script is almost done. So we'll probably start shooting in that pretty soon as
Nice,
well.
man.
That's also kind of why I did my hair blonde.
Nice.
Well, I am a natural blonde, but it's not always, it's more this darker blonde as I got older.
Nice.
But
Well, I really appreciate you, man. Keep in touch, okay? And I'll look to act with you one of these days. That would be totally fun to meet up with you on set.
well, we were on Washington's Armor together.
We were on that one too. Yes, I do remember that one. I was trying to think, have we worked together? Yes, we were on
Yeah,
Washington's
even though
Army.
we
That was
weren't
fun.
in the scenes together, but we were on set together.
for sure. And that was really fun to get to meet you there. So
Yeah,
I'd like
absolutely.
to be on set and acting with you on many more.
You got
All
it.
right.
You got
Thank
it.
you, and you have a wonderful evening, and we will see you in the future. Okay.
All right. You too, little dog. I appreciate
All
you,
right.
bro.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you.
All right.
All right. That was Mark Christian. He's an amazing guy, amazing actor. A lot of really good information. We really appreciate him coming on the show. Now, our next guest is also an industry veteran, and I can't wait for you guys to introduce you to him. And his name is Adam Rocha. And I'm going to play a something that he's sent us actually for one of his upcoming film festivals. And
International Film Festival. We're celebrating 30 years of this festival.
I can't stress enough how important it is to have a really healthy film festival system.
I have one more coming up too.
We started this in '94, December 17th in 1994 at the Cameo Theater. And we had, it was a fun time. It was different times in the 90s. But now standing here in the radius, it's like a milestone that I never expected to happen. It's just like old age. It's kind of, there it is.
It's super exciting to be here for the 30th anniversary of the San Antonio Film Festival.
I've known Adam for, I guess, 20 years, 30, 25 years, something like that. And it's neat seeing the way that this festival has grown and grown and grown.
I've been attending this festival since the early days. Adam Rocha and I went to college together at San Antonio College, where this amazing festival was created from this visionary. Now, it evolved from a couple different names, but the San Antonio Film Festival, we're celebrating 30 years of this festival. It makes a huge impact.
Hey there, Adam. How you doing?
What's up, buddy?
It's good to see you again. I wanted to talk to you at the media mixer, but I know that you had to get going.
You too, my brother. Yeah, I'm a school teacher. That's my day job.
Man, that is awesome. And actually, I saw that, and so because I like to do research on people who are coming onto the interview, and I did see that you were a school teacher and actually put that into your advertising.
Right
So
on.
that's pretty awesome. You're teaching the next generation of
I
it's cinema, right?
love teaching as much as filmmaking. So that's my passion too.
That is awesome. That you've been in the industry for a very long time, right?
Yeah, since high school, since graduated from high school, I knew I wanted to do this stuff. And DIY. But I don't know. It's fun.
It really is. And that's awesome. And I know that whenever you joined the industry, it definitely was a lot different. Networking was different. The rise of technology came through and everything kind of changed a lot within those years.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you wouldn't mind, give our audience a quick background real quick of yourself.
Okay, so I started this festival in 1994. And we had, I think, like 13 entries, and we played all of them on VHS, and it was a one night only screening. And we had like 13 bands play, and we sold, it was like $5 to get in. So with that ticket price, you could drink all the beer you wanted, and it just got bigger every year. We became a nonprofit in 2008, and that's kind of when we got serious, and it's just grown since then. I mean, it's we still love doing it. My wife does it, and just all kinds of family and friends help out, and we have a huge internship program. I think we have something like 16 young people that help out high school and college students and graduate students. And it's some days sometimes it's 5 days, sometimes it's 6 days. And I'm sorry, I got a bird in the room. He's my bird, so
You're okay.
likes to talk too.
You're good.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, we screen films. We screen about 35 feature films and about in total 280 films. So the rest are shorts, and we have usually we have 5 screening locations throughout San Antonio, and like I said, it's work, but it's it's a passion. Like you said, starting the show, with just kind of helping the next generation develop their skills and understand what it means to actually do the work and appreciate it. And it's not all just the glory, that's the fun part. The hard part is when the filmmakers are making their films, or they're writing it, or the actors are working with the other actors and they're collaborating, and the sound guys or sound people are doing their thing, or in the editing room, right? So that's when the magic comes together and you can see what you got, or like, oh my god, what do we have? But it's a lot of fun, to share these moments in the darkness with other people watching the same thing, and you know what, starting this at I was 21. I didn't think it was an arts administration job. Otherwise, I would have done it, man. But it is. I started because we didn't, I didn't think I could afford to go to like a film school, like one of those ones in LA or New York. I don't know much. Just graduated from high school and just going to the community college. I think I took the Super 8 class 3 times, so I had a film crew each time, and there was nothing around in the 90s. I mean, in 91. Oh no, we started this in 94, but so yeah, anyways, long story short, it's we've had up to 4,000 people attend the 6-day screening. So for San Antonio, that's mostly it's packed in the night times and the weekends, like most festivals, right? And we have free events on the weekends. We are a community event. It's low dollars to attend the screenings. And like I said, we have free events also throughout the festival, and as well as throughout the year. We try to have mixers and free workshops or panels. Like I said, I'm a school teacher, and I understand what it is to not have money, and then if you're an artist or you're interested in kicking tires and like, what is this all about? They'll come to it, and we offer free food or free beverages. And so, we just have a good time trying to mix it up.
That is awesome. I know that we met over at Lions Act Productions as mixer.
Yeah,
And so,
right.
that was really fun, actually. That was my first time getting on stage and doing a monologue in front of people.
Oh, right.
Normally I do self tapes, which I feel a lot more comfortable with.
Right. No, it's fun as being in the audience watching people do live theater or just live events. You can just feel the energy. It's like like, it was fun. You could feel your energy, so cool.
Yeah. And so I really enjoy, meeting everybody, and I enjoy inviting everybody on too. And so what are some of the requirements to, I guess, put somebody's film into your film festival?
Well, we have judges throughout the country, and so it's just got to be good, right? And so your grandma can't be the only one that likes the movie, right? So we get under 1,000 entries, and filmmaking is a personal thing. It's art. So
Mhm.
when, filmmakers don't get accepted, it's a personal, oh my God, it's an attack, So, I mean, you have to grow a thick skin.
Mhm.
Or what does it take to get into a festival? I mean, you know what? I'll be honest with you. Like, I read somewhere that Sundance has, 60,000 entries every year. I wonder how hard that is to screen every 60,000 films, right? Where we get under 1,000, that's hard work, and that takes like 9 months to do. So, I mean, uh, anyways, but
Yeah.
the cool thing about what we do is a lot of the festivals kind of like will look at our lineup and kind of like cherry pick, if you will, because like
Mhm.
again, we did the hard work, year after year, 30 years doing this stuff. It's not easy stuff, but I mean, we still enjoy doing it. We have a good time. We got a good audience. So and that's what I love about San Antonio. I wouldn't live anywhere else. San Antonio's it's cheap. I mean, like food is cheap, or tacos are cheap, and if you drink beer,
That's the
it's
important
cheap,
part.
right? I mean, I don't know. It's a good time.
I got you. That's pretty awesome, man. And now, I have a couple of questions. I did see that you were also a producer and an actor yourself.
I'm a bad actor. I'll tell you that right now. But I just I get gun shy, and like I don't know. You know what? I tell you what. My thing is being a teacher, and so I keep some of my early days of me being interviewed on TV. I keep it on the
Mhm.
internet. It's available. You can see it, and like you can see my sweaty armpits. I'm scared to bits, man. And I'm shaking. I'm holding a piece of paper and like a little chihuahua. I like to show that to my students because they kind of say, "Oh, well, if he can do it, then I can do it." Right. So,
Okay.
I, you know,
It's like inspiration.
yeah. I mean, doing this festival and being in school, I've been teaching 23 years. Right. So that's those two things take so much of my time. And I wish I had more time, and I'd try acting, give that a shot. I for sure would. And for sure, filmmaking. I think, I got 3 more years so I can retire from teaching. And I have some stories I want to make. I really do. So, yeah,
Nice.
still got time. I ain't dead yet, and I'm not in the pine box 6 feet under. You know what I mean? So,
No, I get it. It's but we really appreciate everything that you do, and teaching the next generation and being a teacher yourself, that is actually really awesome to know because like I said, like you said, at the podcast is about helping other people and bringing exposure to other people, creating a little bit of a roadmap for people to follow, as far as actors, filmmakers, you guys have your film festival, and you said that you're wanting to create some more after you're done being a teacher. And so, do you write as well, or are you more like the director or producer side?
um, well, I went to UT Film School to learn how to write for movies. Right. So, and I figured out, man, I'm better at putting on film festivals. So, but I have some stories. I mean, I think anybody's a writer, and I think for
Mhm.
movies, I mean, it's easy to say and I make so many excuses why I don't make movies, but in 3 years, I'm going to do it, man. I'm going for it. Right.
Well,
So
I fully support it, and I can't wait to see what you come up with, man.
cool.
I think it's going to be awesome, and I've been saying that I do want to have people come in through, you know, to come back into the show again because I do plan on doing a full walk-in kind of late night type thing, eventually, and I'm actually working towards it currently. But I would like to, definitely bring you back on later on whenever you have some things going on, showcase what you've been doing. I know that you say you get a little bit nervous during interviews. We'll try to make it as easy as possible, okay?
I don't get nervous anymore. I can talk your ear off to death, my friend. You know what I mean? That was in the early days of doing the film festival.
Okay, good, good. Now, we do have Gabriel Martinez who asked a question, said, please provide dates of the San Antonio Film Festival.
Sure. It is July 24th through the 27th, and it's downtown at the Tobin Center and the Radius Center.
Okay, nice. Now, what is you said that it's low cost for admission. How much is admission generally?
Between $10 and $15.
Nice.
Right.
If I'm not filming anything, because I think I may be booked through the summer, but if I'm not, I would love to come out and check it out for sure.
You can be our
That'd be
guest, little
awesome.
dog.
Sure. And so now I know that you said that you used to be shy just a little bit ago. So how long did it take for you to get out of the shyness to be? Because I've seen some of the photos on your social media, and you're very, you know, very active and very.
Yeah.
I see a lot of personality.
Yeah, I'm loud and obnoxious. I'll tell you what, like I think in the early days of doing the film festival, I also like used to shoot wedding photography, right? I guess like most filmmakers, you know what I mean? So anyways, and I think the second wedding, my wife was like, hey, you know what? I don't understand why you're nervous, you know? And I was like, I get nervous because I'm in front of people. I might be blocking them. And she's like, you know what? They're not there for you, dude. Nobody gives a flying flip about you. They're there for the wedding. So I was like, you know what? You're right. So I was like, cares. Boom. You know what I mean? Just dive into the deep end of the pool.
Nice, yeah, because I saw that you some of your photos were you on stage talking in front of the film festival. I was like, you can't be that shy.
Yeah.
'Cause I know that that could be nerve-wracking a bit too.
Yeah.
Nice. And so, what kind of advice would you give to, like, say, new actors? Because part of the show is to help out new actors or people thinking about acting or getting into film, and it doesn't have to be actors. It can be, filmmakers. What kind of advice would you give them? Because some of them want to start, they just don't know where to start or how. And you seem like the kind of person that made your own path, kick the doors down yourself.
Well, I think if you're interested or curious, that's the first thing. You got to be curious. And then number two, what I tell the students, I say, pretend if you're nervous or you get scared easily, just pretend like you're an actor. And your job is to go out there and meet everybody in the room. That's your job. You're getting paid to be an actor to go do that. So if you kind of trick your mind and you just look at it different and you just go, boom, go attack it. Right. So, how could you get into this business? What advice would you give? Just, it's like live music. When I was a kid, I'm like 52 now. In my 19 and on, right? Early 20s. I would always go to live music, right? And so if you want to be in a band, you go watch other bands play. All right. So, I mean, if you're interested in getting into this, go to all and every screening, go to all and every free event. If it's free, go to it. You want to talk about it, you want to actually go do it. So those are two different things. You have to decide what you want. Only this person knows what they want. And then you visualize it and go do it. Get it done and then stop making excuses. Just get it done. Right. So, and then when you're there, have a good time because nobody, in the end, nobody cares. Like really, right? You know what I mean? So go meet everybody in the room, go shake their hands. And then my thing is with the kids, I just tell them, hey, just try to repeat people's names 2 or 3 times in a sentence, and then it'll stick to you. And then the more events you go to, you'll be like, hey, that's Little Dog. What's up, bro? What up? And then I don't know, you just sooner or later you get in.
Man, that is some great advice. So, you know, it's kind of the same as sales too. Because one of the things I've been in for a very long time is sales, and it kind of surprised a lot of people because I was super shy in school.
Hmm.
I didn't like talking to people. I'd wear headphones just to not talk to people.
Yeah, that's
And
every kid
so,
in America or in the
yeah,
world.
for sure. And I was like, I was popular. I played football. I played sports, and so people wanted to hang out with me. I just didn't want to hang out with anybody. Uh, and so, for them to be like, "Oh, you ended up in sales? That's different." Or you ended up on TV? How did that happen? I'm like, kind of happened. I just rolled with it.
Right on.
And so, let's see.
Well,
Oh,
little dog, you
I guess
sold
we
me.
could.
I'm on the show, bro. You closed
And I really appreciate it, man. Because,
me.
like I said, I'm trying to make something big here, and I want this to be, because Texas doesn't have somebody that showcases Texas talent or interviews talent that's from the state. And I want to show people that we are big industry as well too, that we're coming up, that we have a lot of things coming up. We have a lot of very talented individuals, and we have our own festivals as well. Give people more option, give people more to watch on the independent for our Texas independence, because there are a lot of really creative people out there who make really great films. They just not getting any exposure.
Yeah.
And so that's what I want to do. And actually, yes, yes, he does have an Instagram and Facebook. It's under Adam Rocha, and this is his photo is not his photo. You want to tell him what your photo is?
Oh, for the Facebook thing?
Yes, I believe it's well, they're particularly asking about Instagram.
Oh, I think that's just our logo, man. I think I have an Instagram account. I never use it. Like we just, if I wasn't doing the film festival, I wouldn't be on social media, honestly.
Hmm.
Right. So for our Instagram, it's I think it's SA Film.
I say film.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. And so, but I just want to make sure that we get some more because I like our people to follow each other, support each other. One thing that's been pretty important that I've been seeing as a little bit of issue is that there are some separation where some people act like lack of a better term, bucket crabs, They see you being successful, they want to try to pull you down, tell you negative things. And so I want us all to, lift each other up because we're all going to work with each other one way or another. Eventually, we're going to meet multiple times, like you just said. And, it benefits everyone to get along. Now, uh, what would you say? Because I know that you said that you plan on now. Whenever you make your films, are you going to be directing it? Are you going to be on camera for us? Maybe we get to see
I
some
think
of your
just
acting.
storytelling, like directing and writing. You know what I mean? Like I grew up with the photo camera. Like I don't know. I think I got my first SLR at age 8. I just like shooting.
Mm.
Being behind the camera. But I don't know. Just a lot of filmmaker. I love to be around filmmakers. It's just the energy, you know. And then what you said earlier, like with the fractured community, I think just empowering other people. That's what we do every year, and then just eventually it comes around. I'll tell you, the second year we had our festival, we had a cat. What's his name? Oh my God, he did that movie Joker and Joker 2. He
Oh,
came
okay.
out to our show, man, and
Uh,
I just remember smoking and drinking beers with them.
nice.
Right?
Joaquin Phoenix, right?
No, no, not the actor, the
Uh,
director. Oh my
oh,
God,
the director.
I'm an airhead, man.
I know who you're talking about. I just trying to remember his name.
Oh my God. Anyways, you can look it up later. Whatever. But my point is, you just empower people, and eventually they're going to come around. You know what I mean? Like we get people that come to our festival, and they're like, I know how to do it. I see how Adam does it. Okay, well, cool, man. Make your own because they'll stop after about 3 or 4 years. They figure out how hard it is, right? And that just empower them to come back. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
For sure. It definitely isn't easy. I've had a lot of people that were actors and they start going into filmmaking and doing their own films, and they're like, man, I didn't realize how much work it is. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot of work. But definitely it is if you got a good product on your hand, you got a good dream, it definitely turns out very good. And that director is Todd Phillips.
There
Is
you
that who you're
go.
talking about?
So we screened his first documentary. I think it was about what's his name? Oh my god, a performance artist. He was on the Geraldo show too. My God, what's his name? It was a docu. Oh my God. Anyways, we screened it and he had a good time. Then he came back 3 years later with another documentary. No, it was it looked like a documentary. It was a narrative piece. It was called Fraternity, about a fraternity house that was just like just a little bit too, I don't know. They were just bros. Let me just say it like that. And then I don't think they even HBO bought it, and then I think they shelved it. It's too extreme. But anyways,
I gotcha. No.
you know,
Do you have any like what would you say some of your favorite memories over that of the show is, or of your film festivals over the years?
one year we had a festival for 11 days. That was when I was in my 30s, man. I could hang with that. You know what I mean? And we closed the bars every night. So that was a lot of fun. Um, it just, I'm a school teacher. I want to keep it PG, my friend, but just had a bunch of parties. You know what I mean? So I don't know. And then the screenings are cool. I think one of the coolest moments is meeting Cheech Marin. He came out and we honored him with the Lifetime Achievement Award, and that was at the Tobe, and that was cool. Um, just
Nice.
just meeting filmmakers. Like we had a filmmaker last year, and he was living in New York. He was homeless, man. He was a filmmaker, and I didn't know that at the time. But so I just found it out on his social media. And then so he had screened with us like 2 years prior to that. And he came back. I'm just saying, like, people have a good time at the show.
Mhm.
Some people actually get married, meeting their significant others, or like you can see the next day, like, oh, okay, I guess somebody got busy at the bar, they hooked up because they kind of acting different a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, then we had this one filmmaker. He was a player, man. He just through the whole 6 days of the festival, like you could see, oh, okay, cool. I guess he hooked up with this other gal. I don't know. Anyways,
That's
it's fun,
that's
man. It's a cool time. It's a cool show.
and especially for actors, it's definitely a good place to network. So you
Yeah,
have
for sure.
directors, other actors, producers that all show up and that they're going to be there, and show support, be cordial to everybody, and be nice.
Like you can
It's
meet anybody and everybody at the festival. There's no like, stanchions to block you off from this area or that area, man. You can like genuinely meet other filmmakers, or if you're interested as an actor, again, we have free events. You can just put your hand out and meet other people. That's the thing with this stuff. You kind of have to say, if Picasso wasn't who he was, if he wasn't like, if he didn't know how to talk, I don't think he would be as successful as he was, man. You have to be able to speak what you want. You have to be present in the moment, and you have to be sincere, just classic work the room, you know.
that's great. That's actually some really, really good advice. And so, because I know that sometimes inside of me, sometimes that shyness tries to come back out, and I'm just like, oh, there's a lot of people here. Oh, they don't want to meet you, you know? And then I got to come at them and be like, you know what? I'm here to meet people. They're here to meet people, you
Hey,
know?
you know what, little dog, you got to extinguish that voice in your head, that negative one. Just middle finger to that voice, my friend. Just like, just when that pops up, turn the page, put on some
For sure.
tunes. I'm
And for
serious,
me,
man.
I have a song because it helps me out. It helped me out in sales, and it's helped me get out of a lot of negative headspace. And for me, it's that I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's Perry the Platypus
I don't
from
know it.
from Phineas and Ferb. Well, there's a
Okay.
whole piece that goes doobie 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 doo, and I repeat that over my head, and I'm like, okay, I feel comfortable again. But I've also made a career because I'm in sales, like I said, and some of the training that I give is basically get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And so every time I think or something like that, that's what I refer back to. Is like, okay, this is uncomfortable. I need to do it. And so that's what I keep repeating to myself.
And then you know what? Everything runs top down, my friend. If you're ice cold, everybody that's working with you is going to be ice cold. You
Hmm.
freak out, everybody on your team's going to be like, oh my God, this guy, he can't hang. What am I doing here?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So just, if you can't deal, just pretend like you're smoking a cigarette and go outside for a second and go have your fake cigarette and then come back and deal with it.
Nice. And I know what you're talking about because I have kind of started working with some other productions where everything was pretty cool, but then the heads started to freak out and fight and all this other stuff, and I'm like, it's kind of unorganized. I don't know if I want to be stay part of this, and next thing you know, everything falls apart, and I'm just like, okay, now I know things to watch out for.
Well, I'll tell you with
So,
that, you just kind of go up the river, kind of apocalypse now, sort of, if you will. Just figure out what is the number one thing you want to achieve. Don't
mm,
forget that. Do you want to win an argument, or do you want the set to go down in flames, or do you want to get the scene done? It's not
mm,
about fighting. It's not this. It's collaboration. It's working together, right? So, I mean, I can say this all day, but I try to practice the same things, right? So just, you kind of look at it in a different way, get feedback when I'm shooting.
yeah.
I like to ask, people on the team, hey, you guys have any thoughts, ideas? You have any questions? I think it comes out with that. And again, what are you trying to achieve? What is a goal what do you want to achieve? What do you want to
Mm,
get done? Let's get it done. We work together, we go twice as far.
that's awesome. Yeah, 'cause I do.
Well, it's cool being here. Thank you for having me, little dog. I appreciate it, man.
Sorry about that.
Okay,
My headphones died.
right on.
And so, but yeah, I had to restart because of it. But I do appreciate it. Because one of my goals is that I do want to be in a lot more of the bigger productions. You know, I want to be taken seriously as an actor as well, which I have had a lot of support. One of them being Michael. Mike. I mean, not Michael. Sorry. Uh, Marcus. Marcus has been a
Right
very
on.
big support for me, very very supportive, and
Yeah, very
you know,
sincere guy.
he is. He's a really awesome guy. The first time that I was on one of his sets was for American Coyote, and we're still waiting for that one to come out. But I know that he's very particular on the way that he does things, and he wants to make sure that it's perfect before it comes out, or what he considers perfect. And then the other one that I was on set that we actually have, I know that he's trying to put it in the festivals, is Legend of the Donkey Lady.
Oh, right on. Okay, cool.
And so that one is actually a San Antonio legend. So, I've paid my own way down there. I paid for my own hotels, uh, which, I don't mind, especially since he had been a friend of mine for a while and I wanted to support him as well, since he was giving me a chance. And it's helped out with some reels. I finally was able to get some reels out of it and get my acting profile taken care of. So, uh, do you, do you happen to have any of clips still around? Do you have a YouTube channel where we could watch some of your old work, or?
Um, I can find it and send it to you. I don't know what it is off the top of my. I really don't know, my friend. Like, I'm not Don't really hold on to stuff. But I'm pretty sure I have a YouTube channel. I'll send it to you. I don't know what it is. I mean, I can click off and tell you. Can I do that? Is that all right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. Let me see. Whenever we do, you know, and the future shows, I do want to show a little bit more of the next film festivals that are coming up. You know, I would like to show some of the stuff that your past work as well as some of your upcoming work, because like I said, I like to have a very good structure as far as the show goes. You know, every week we're getting a lot better. When we first started the show, it was organized, but it was super unorganized. And I used to be like, oh no, where everything's going wrong.
Hey. Okay, sorry.
You're all good.
I'm
But
listening. A bird.
you know, oh, it's all good. He's just very vocal. He wants to be part of the show too.
Yeah, he does.
I have pets. I have actually my dog is over here too.
I love it.
So one time she was on camera behind me because she was just sitting on the couch. But you know, I do have some projects coming up where I'm helping with the writing aspect of them. And I found that, you know, even though I used to do plays, I never really took it serious before. But now that I am and I'm doing it a little bit bigger aspect, I found that I've really enjoyed it. You know, I enjoy writing. It's fun.
Cool.
And so I started writing my own little short film as well. It started out I was just gonna put a short on YouTube, and then after I read it, I'm like, you know what, this is missing. Let me add this. This is missing. And so then it turned into where it's starting to turn into kind of episodic.
Yeah.
And so I just don't want it to get too far ahead to where I've just got too much written down that it's a lot that I'm not going to use, you know? I know that's something a little bit of a concern for me. But whenever it comes to it, there have been a lot of people that tell me different software for writing. Do you have any that you recommend or?
I think Google has free one. I think it's called I don't know what it's called, my friend.
No, I understand.
But it's if it's free, I'm on it. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Hey, I'm all about it too. I think I'm going to be shooting it with my iPhone actually.
There you go. I mean, think
It's
about it. Like shooting on Super 8 film, lighting was so awful because like it had to be perfect. You had to have like real professional lights. And now with these these phones, it's just like everything's perfect. So you have no excuse. I'll tell you something else. Since little dog, you're pushing yourself. When I looked up, this is what I tell the kids too, is if you look up M. Night Shyamalan, right? He did The Sixth Sense, right? It's his biggest film, I think, his most successful film. And when he was in high school, on Wikipedia at one point it said he made 24 films, right? So as a high school kid, how many films is that a year out of the 4 years? You know what I mean? So my point is just push yourself. Make another one. Who cares? It's another day. You know, and then what I learned at UT Film School was that there are numerous projects in various stages of development, right? So you take right. So anyways, my point, who knows and who cares? Right. And then what is the punk bands in the 90s, right? It was 13 years to success.
Yeah.
It's no overnight success. So you just got to keep chugging at it, keep doing it, you know?
Sure.
And then you can't throw money at this thing. Okay. So that don't solve anything. Just, it's got to be something authentic. It's got to be real. And like everybody's got a story. The custodian at school, he got a story. She got a story. Everybody's got a story. So what makes yours creative, or what makes it hit with other people that's watching? I think that's the key.
Nice. Yeah, that's actually really good. That's gives me a lot to think about. So, you know, I really appreciate this. I really appreciate all the advice that you're giving us, man. It's been it's been actually great having you on the show, you know. Is there any, I guess, any advice that you would want to just kind of throw out from your years of experience that you've been in the industry, you know, anything that you would want to give as far as like say encouragement or even getting on to people? Some of the things that you see that you don't really agree with that a lot of people tend to do,
Oh,
or
okay. I'll tell you what. This is like the thing that kills me at film festivals. Like not just our festival, just in general. Like if you go, especially go to a film festival screening, if it's free, anything, stay and watch all the effing movies. If you're in a block of shorts, that's so awful. When there goes the 10 people out of the 12 people in the audience because they just saw their friends movie. That's so lame. I effing hate that. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I could hit them with my chancla, like my grandma, right? So my point is that's wrong, man. Just sit and just chill and watch all of them, and then at the end they're going to do a Q&A most likely, and they'll have all the filmmakers up, and then just be cool about it, right?
yeah,
That's just like saying like don't answer your phone or don't talk on your phone or get on your phone when you're watching a movie. That's to me that's the same thing, right?
yeah.
Don't bring a baby to a screening, right? Same thing.
That makes perfect sense.
Have some class. Just act like you've been around the block.
For sure. Well, man, I really appreciate you being on here. I do look forward to having you in, and I do hope that I get to make this film festival. Once again, tell everybody the dates it's going to be on again.
Off the top of my head, I think it's the 24th through the 27th.
24th
It's
through the 27th.
this summer.
Okay. So within the summer, you said June, right?
Yeah, July.
Or July
Yeah,
July 24th through the 27th.
yeah, it's the end of summer almost, right? So check out more information, safilm.com. That's our website. And let me say this year we're giving out $10,000 to the first place winner of the narrative shorts.
Nice.
That makes sense. So if you're a filmmaker and you make narrative films and they're short films, boom, booyah, $10,000. All right, 10,000 smackaroos.
That is awesome. Now, everybody, go ahead and pay attention to the film. Go to the website if you're interested in submitting it. Go, of course, to the website and submit your films as well. As you heard, that there is, if you win, there's a very good reward that is inside for you guys. All right. Now, one last thing is somebody did find the director. I guess I may have been wrong myself. So, does that sound right? Michael Layman.
For what film?
I think that was a response to the Joker.
Oh no, you had it
No,
right. It's Todd
I
Phillips.
had it right. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know if somebody else was right or not. I was like, I have my laptop, and that's where I looked it up from. But I was like, well, maybe somebody who's watching actually has a little bit more information than I do. All right, I appreciate you, Adam, and I do look forward to meeting you again. It was awesome meeting, getting to see you the first time, and so I was very, like I said, I was like, man, I really want to meet everybody up there. I got to meet just about everybody, but like you said, you're a teacher, you had to head out a bit early. I know that you had class the next day, so.
All right.
But I thank you very much. All right,
Thank you, dog.
and what we'll do is, like I said, next time we'll have a little bit more fun because then we'll be in person. I like being in person a lot more. You get to feel the energy.
Oh, show. Hey, listen, I think we're gonna have a mixer on the March 22nd. It's a Saturday night. That's something we're working on right now. I'm just working on a location, but TB or to be determined. To be determined. All right. So just check us out on Instagram page, safilm.com for more info. And what is our Instagram page? I don't know what. Hold on.
I got you. And one of the things that I'll do is whenever I see it, what I'll do is I'll share it to the story as well as share it on Facebook and Instagram. Okay.
Cool. Thanks, brother.
Yep. I really appreciate you, man.
Stay well.
You have a great night, and
Thank
I think
you.
tomorrow's a class day. You have a good day in class, all right?
Oh, thanks, brother. Stay well.
For sure. And tell all of your students I said hi.
I'll do that. Hey, can you send this to me when you're done?
Yes, sir. I can send this
to my
to you.
kids.
And I'll also we also have an edited version that we send out on Spotify as well too. But I'll send you this one right here because it's on all the social medias. It's on Facebook and it's on, or not really Instagram because I can't really connect to there, but it's on Facebook Live and YouTube.
I love it.
And so I'll
Thank
share it
you
to you. All
again.
right.
Thanks, little
All
dog.
right.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you too. It was wonderful having you on. All right. Well, I appreciate you, Mike. Good to see you, brother. I appreciate you. You know what? I appreciate all of our guests today. Mark Christian, Adam Rocha, you guys are amazing. Y'all have been in the industry for a very long time. Y'all are very, very well versed veterans, and it's easy to tell. I know that I can't wait to work with you guys in person as well as to one day have you guys on set too. On podcast set. So because like I said, that's where we're heading. And so I love supporting Texas film. If you guys want to be on the show, or if you're interested to be on the show, send me an email. Today's it's basically the name of the show. Today's dot entertainers dot little dog at gmail.com. You can hit me up on WhatsApp. I have a WhatsApp business account. It's 817-673-2247. Send me a message. Let's talk. Let's chat. Let's try and make some plans because we do want to keep, providing more and more independent artists. We do musicians, stuntmen, filmmakers. If you're ahead of a film festival and you're trying to get going, contact us. Let us know what you got going on. My producer is Will Byler from Bell Ringer Film Productions. I'm going to play one of the honeybees, which is his foundation, here in a little bit. And I love and thank you guys all for showing up. You guys have shown me all this love and support. I just want to give it back as well. And so we're here for you guys. We're here to support independent film. I do have some mainstream artists that will be coming in pretty soon, but I also plan on trying to pair them with other independent film artists so that way we can raise up your notoriety as well as, get you known just the same, as well as get them out there and keep getting them work, keep getting you work, and keep showing a lot of support. So thank you guys. Thanks everybody from today's Entertainers with Little Dog. It's Little Dog saying thank you very much. Now, don't forget to support our sponsors, Redbones Financial, Water Pure, as well as peaceoflifeshop.com. That code for that one is Jesse15, JESSE15, and Blackfoot Language Academy on Facebook. Again, our word of the day was need to get. Need to get, okay? I will put it back on the screen for a second. There you go. Need to get was our word today, which means hurry up. All right. So thank you guys. Tune in next Wednesday. Don't forget to like, subscribe, like my page, like everybody's page who was on today. Mark Christian, actor page, Mark Christian Photography. We had Adam Rocha, and on Instagram it was SA Film. And keep an eye on our page, keep an eye on theirs because they have some media mixers coming up. And if you're new to acting, again, one of the most important things you can do is network and meet everybody that you can, okay? And stay encouraged, keep working. It's not an easy industry, but just like building a business, it has high rewards. It is a high risk, but it's high rewards. The easier it is, the lower the reward. The more difficult it is, the higher the reward. And, so stay encouraged. Keep your heads up. There is nothing that's holding you back except for you. All right. Thank you guys all. And after this, we will go ahead and have a good night. Okay. Where did it go? There it is.
Episode is brought to you by Honeybee Funds. Honeybee is a nonprofit organization set up to help house homeless people that fall through all the cracks of other help. Homelessness in America has skyrocketed since 2020. and it's senseless in the wealthiest country in America. Outside of natural disasters, Honeybee believes there is no reason for homelessness in America. Some people will fall through the cracks because they have no children, no elderly living in their households. Some homeless people are not recovering from drug addiction or recently released from jail, so they are not viewed as priority for housing. Honeybee Funds is set up to help homeless find a home, even if they have large dog that they count as part of their family. Email charliepooch131@gmail.com if you wish to contribute to Honeybee Funds. Now we will return back to our broadcast.
And that's today's show. Thank you very much. I'm going to add in onto the screen that if you guys wish to support the show or show some love, I am, again, like I said, looking for sponsors to help out with the show as we are trying to stay on StreamYard. StreamYard is the platform that we're using, that we're able to use to play these ads, as well as to not only the ads, but also I love being able to show reels of our characters, of our actors coming on, of our directors, show their projects, during the live stream, which I think is much more effective than the way that we were before, where we had to just announce it. And so we did have a little bit of a hiccup to where we didn't have the MP4s. Remember, if you're coming on the show, please make sure that we have your MP4s. WeTransfer, Dropbox, any of those, we accept those. Sorry, I'm trying to put my emails on here so that way you guys can contact. Again, if you guys want to support the show, please look into donating, helping us out, communicate with me. Let's go ahead and set something up. And not only that, will I give you guys a shout out, I will also list you guys on our IMDb page. Please go to our IMDb page and support that as well. The more views that we have, the more popularity that we gain. And, please share the videos. Again, YouTube, Today's Entertainers with Little Dog. You can also follow the Bell Ringer Film Productions page as well. You will see the live there as well. So, thank you all very much. Y'all have a wonderful night. And take care. Hey, my sister. That's my little sister right there. So, anyways, good night. Take care. Little Dog out.